Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill. So let's get right to the YouTube show I have for you guys here today. We got 3 segments for you guys. We're going to be going over where will the top free agent quarterbacks go. Second segment, we're going to be going over where will the top free agent running backs go. And the third and final segment here on the Fire Sports Pod, where will the top wide receivers go? So let's get right to it, ladies and gentlemen. So first up, we're going to be taking care of the NFL quarterbacks, the top free agents. Now, there's a lot of them, but man, let's get right to it. So first up, I'm just going to name you guys what's happening. We got a top quarterbacks right here. Number one on the market is Kirk Cousins. Now, Kirk Cousins, man, he's the real deal. He tore his Achilles, I believe, last year against Green Bay. It was just a tragic. He just went down and he went poof. That was it. Now, Kirk Cousins, he was originally with the Minnesota Vikings. He's the 2024 first free agency. He's number one on the list. An ill-timed torn Achilles derailed another strong season for Cousins, and he looked set to have a host of suitors in free agency. As he did back in 2018, Cousins still has the requisite arm strength to throw to all levels of the field and has been as accurate as ever in recent seasons. Top free agent comparisons to Phillip Rivers of 2020. Kirk Cousins, clean pocket grade, he's 91.1. First and second down grade, he's 89.1. Standard drop back grade, he's 90.3. Sack rate, he's 5.9%. APY as percentage of cap at signing, ? Now, if you compare Phillip Rivers 2020, 91.2 clean pocket grade, first and second down grade 89.0, standard drop back grade 87.3, sack rate 5.5%, APY as percentage of cap at signing 12.6%. All data in tablets reflects to 2 years prior to UFA contract signing. Contract projections available in PS free agency rankings. So, he's basically comparing to Phil Rivers. He's a little bit better in some categories, but I think Kirk Cousins is definitely a reliable option. I would probably have him go into a couple teams that are in need of a quarterback. I would not say he's going to go to the Carolina Panthers or any of these bum teams. But he's definitely going to go to one of these competitive teams. He might stay in Minnesota. You never know. I think Minnesota might be the best option for him to stick there. But you never know. I would not be surprised. But Minnesota might be the best available option. Definitely going to keep Justin Jefferson. They might give him a big monster deal where he's the most paid wide receiver in the NFL. But who knows? You could think of David down the road, maybe a Daniel Jones swap from the Giants with Kirk Cousins. That's another reliable option, maybe. The Commanders, maybe going back there. You got a couple options. Seattle, maybe. It's if they want to keep Geno Smith. You got a couple options, but I think the best option for him is to stay in Minnesota. I like him in Minnesota. Now, if we move on from Kirk Cousins, you would go to Ryan Tannehill of the Tennessee Titans. Now, he's not that good, but he's still, with the right pieces around him at 36 years old in 2024, coming off a $27 million salary on the final year of extension signed in 2020, but he could still be a bridge starter to a young quarterback, much like he was in this season with Tennessee Titans and Will Levis. Tennessee is Tannehill is a good athlete who wins off play action and with solid intermediate accuracy on rollouts to both the right and left. His pressure to sack rate has been too high for a few years now, but in his defense, he's been operating behind very porous offensive line with a pass-catching corpse that does not create quick separation. So you got to give him his flowers, credit where credit is due. Now, Ryan Tannehill compared to Andy Dalton, clean pocket grade 88.1. Ryan Tannehill, Andy Dalton's 81.7. First and second down grade 84.3 for Ryan Tannehill, Andy Dalton 75.8. Standard drop back grade 77.0 for Ryan Tannehill, 79.0 for Andy Dalton. Standard drop back grade 77.0 for Ryan Tannehill, like I said, 79 for Andy Dalton. Sack rate 9.3%, very high, 6.3% for Andy Dalton. Now, APA price percentage of cap at signing, question mark. Andy Dalton's was 2.2%. So, I mean, in general, Ryan Tannehill's probably not going to stick with them. I would probably have him go to any team that's going to draft a quarterback, a rookie quarterback that is not ready to play, like maybe a Drake May, maybe some of the other guys. But I definitely think Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, they're ready to play. I don't think they need it, but it would be good to have a veteran quarterback in the system and in the presence. So I would probably go maybe the Bears to have him as a backup just in case for Justin Fields or Caleb Williams, or maybe Carolina with Bryce Young, just the veteran leadership in the locker room. There's a couple of the spots that he might be good with, but I would say those, just any place with a rookie quarterback that's not ready to move. Now, QB Baker Mayfield, Tampa Bay. I say he definitely stays in Tampa Bay without a doubt. I think Mayfield right there is really good. I say he stays with that. Now, his grading to Jameis Winston, he's a little bit lower than everything for Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston has a little bit more of an 84.1 in clean pocket grade. Dave Baker's 78.3. First and second down grade, 65.5 to 64.5. Standard drop back rate 70.3 of Jameis to 67.5 of Baker. Sack rate 7.5% of Baker, 6.3% of Jameis Winston. So I would say Baker would stay in Tampa. He's got Mike Evans back there again. I think Baker Mayfield stays with Tampa. Now, Gardner Minshew, I got him staying with the Colts. I think he's great as that backup for Anthony Richardson. I like him really, really good. Now, his comparison to Brian Hoyer, Minshew has a 73.8 clean pocket grade. Brian Hoyer's got a 69.8. First and second down grade, 63.2 for Gardner Minshew, 58.3 for Brian Hoyer. Standard and drop back grade, 64.1 for Garden and 57.2 for Brian. Sack rate 6% for Garden and 4.9 for Brian. So I would say he sticks with the Colts without a doubt. Now, if you look at Jacoby Brissett of the Washington Commanders, I think you keep him as a backup. He's a veteran. He's been with Tom Brady. He's been with these winning quarterbacks. I think you keep him if you're going to go for a quarterback, you keep him as that backup veteran leadership in the locker room. He's really good. He's been compared to Andy Dalton back in 2023. Jacoby Brissett, 90.3 clean pocket rate. Andy Dalton, 81.7. First and second down grade, 76.8 for Jacoby Brissett. Andy Dalton, 75.8. Standard drop back grade, Jacoby's got 86.7. Andy's got 79.0. Sack rate, he's lower than Andy Dalton at 5.4%. Andy Dalton, 6.3. So I definitely think he stays with Washington. Now, the last but not least, you got number 6, Jameis Winston of the New Orleans Saints. I think you keep him there. You never know when you're going to need that type of high-flying power leader and thrower if some of the guys get hurt. But I'm going to say Jameis Winston stays with New Orleans. Jameis Winston, 65.9 clean pocket grade. Joe Flacco, 70.0. First and second down grade, 67.5, 64.3. Standard drop back grade, 58.9, 62.3. Sack rate, 7.3%, 4.7%. So I think he stays there. Now, Russell Wilson is a little bit of a tricky one. He's definitely probably the top of this list behind before Kirk Cousins. I don't know where he's going to go. I might say the Steelers might be a really good option for him to go to. I like the Steelers a lot. They got a lot of talent on the offensive, defensive end. They have a good defense where Russell Wilson can thrive, doesn't have to do everything on the offensive end for them to succeed. So I really do like I extremely like Russell Wilson going to the Steelers. I think he's a great fit for the Steelers. I think the Broncos fucked up. I really do. I think the Broncos really just messed it all up. But man, I got Russell Wilson sticking with the Steelers. I think the Steelers are the way to go. If they don't get with him and they want to stay the way they are, they're just going to be ass and ass and ass. They'll make it. They'll make it to, oh my God, yeah, we'll make it to this, we'll make it to that. But guess what? They're not going to do shit. I'm letting you know they're not going to do shit. They'll make it to the playoff, but they'll never win a game. Not in the division of having Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson in there. You're not winning shit. And then you got Cleveland with Deshaun Watson. You're not winning shit in that division with Kenny Pickett. All due respect to Kenny Pickett. He's not bad. He's not trash. Just should not be the starting quarterback. Quote unquote from Stephen A. Smith himself. He's a Steelers fan. He does not want Kenny Pickett there, especially as the starter. Russell Wilson, learn from Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson retires. Kenny Pickett in the move, and now he's ready to roll. Just like Jordan Love. Look what Jordan Love did this year. He was balling after sitting with Aaron Rodgers. So I'm saying you stick with that, and you'll be good for the future and the present. That's my take on that. Now, we are moving off from the NFL top quarterbacks. We are going to the running back position because, man, we got some boys that are ready to roll and out the door. Now, first up, we got a couple guys. Josh Jacobs at number 1. The Las Vegas Raiders opted not to franchise tag star running back Josh Jacobs, and the 25-year-old could now be on the move. Jacobs led the NFL in rushing yards just 2 seasons ago, and despite an injury-hit 2023 season, he still possesses the quality to elevate the team's running game to the next level. Now, Saquon Barkley, another player who avoided a franchise tag, is a former Offensive Rookie of the Year. Saquon Barkley, whose time with the New York Giants appears to be at ends. The 2018 second overall pick has topped 1,000 all-purpose yards in 4 of his 5 healthy seasons in the NFL and will be one of, if not the most sought-out running back of the free agency market. Now, Derrick Henry is at the 3rd spot. At 29 years old, Derrick Henry is still King Henry. He's still defying the odds at running back position. He's about to be 30, though he did see a slight dip in from 2023 before his time with Tennessee Titans came to an end. The 2020 Offensive Player of the Year had led the NFL in rushing attempts 4 of the last 5 seasons and had a double-digit touchdown in 6 straight campaigns. That's ridiculous and remarkable. Now, Austin Eckler is on the 4th of this list. He's injury prone, just like Josh Jacobs and Saquon have been. Austin Eckler has provided himself to be one of the best dual threat running backs, though, in the NFL, showing a lead pass catching ability to add to his running game. But after scoring 18 touchdowns for the Los Angeles Chargers in 2022, Eckler's production dropped drastically in 2023, is now looking for a new home. He may not be as explosive as he was now 28 years old, but he still has a place in the NFL at the running back position. That is true, without a doubt. Now, moving on to my Cowboys running back, Tony Pollard, who just 2 years ago broke his foot. Dallas Cowboys running back Tony Pollard was among the most disappointing players in 2023. Got to be honest with you guys, he was ass. But he had failed to take the next step in his career. Many predicted following Ezekiel Elliott's departure. Man, it really looked last year that the Cowboys really needed Zeke in these prime positions at the goal line. 4th and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd down and 1, 4th and inches, 3rd and inches. Those little back moves really would help Cowboys out, having those backs that could do that, and then Pollard to run it up the field. That being said, the 26-year-old is still young. He's topped 1,000 rushing yards on the season, and like Eckler, has excellent pass catching ability. If Pollard can recapture his fourth form in 2024, he will be a huge addition to any NFL franchise. Now, it looks like Pollard might be returning to the Cowboys. It has a chance to happen, but I would not be surprised if he does it or does. Now, let's go to where I think all these guys will go. Now, Josh Jacobs and Saquon, man, I think both of them can come to the Cowboys. Either one can come to the Cowboys. I think best fit, I would love to take Saquon over Josh Jacobs. Yeah, Saquon gets hurt, but Josh Jacobs gets hurt all the time for a significant amount of time, almost every year. Saquon, he gets hurt, but man, he still comes back and he balls. With our offensive line, that's not as bad as the Raiders and not as bad as the Giants. He'll be thriving in that offensive line. So I think Barkley definitely is the man to grab the job to take Dallas to the next level in the running game. Now, if we do keep Tony Pollard at the same end, then we got to think about having somebody. Now, this guy in the draft that we might pick from Texas, he messed up his ACL, I believe, but he's coming back, and it looks like we might go for him at the 3rd round. I think it's Hankins. I believe it's Hankins or something like that. We would go for him in the 3rd round. That's a big. We'll see what happens if Tony Pollard does come back, but I think we should definitely make a push for either Josh Jacobs or Saquon Barkley. But in all, I would love to have Saquon on the Cowboys just to go give a little fuck you to the Giants. It would be fan-freaking-tastic to take Saquon away from the Giants and have him play for Big D with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Josh Jacobs, if he does not go to the Cowboys, maybe the Giants might think about picking up a running back like him. But it might be cool that maybe the Ravens. That's a good pickup right there. I don't think Kansas City ain't gonna look for one. Maybe the Bills. You might think about the Dolphins, maybe, but maybe Matt a perfect thing. So I'm gonna take Saquon to the Cowboys. Josh Jacobs. I'm probably gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the I'm gonna go see if he can go with the Ravens. I think he might want to go with the Ravens with Lamar Jackson. That would be something. Now, Derrick Henry, he's a beast. I think he can go anywhere and thrive. If they do release Nick Chubb, I would not be surprised if Derrick Henry could end up um in Cleveland along with Josh Jacobs if they let go of Nick Chubb. I think they're stupid if they let go of Nick Chubb, but you never know. But I like Derrick Henry in any team, any facet, any team. I like him big time in any team. It would be cool to see him in the AFC. But maybe the Seahawks come knocking on the door, somewhat close to like a Marshawn Lynch type build. Derrick Henry is, so maybe they come knocking on the door. So I'll say Derrick Henry to see maybe I'm gonna say I don't know. Derrick Henry's a little bit of a tricky one. I don't know. I think Derrick Henry maybe to Seattle. But maybe Seattle might have their running back. Seahawks running backs. I mean, if you look at the running backs that the Seahawks have, they have Kenneth Walker the third. But remember, you might want to do a dual threat. Imagine having Kenneth Walker the third on the speedster, and then having Derrick Henry to finish it off. That would be ridiculous. But yeah, I'd probably go with any team that really needs a dude that's just going to get the job done inside the goal line and then have those bursts. I can't really think of a team. Maybe the Cardinals, but they're not. They got Connor. They're not really doing contending. He's older. I think he wants to go to a contending team. The Rams, maybe. That's if they want it. He's got a little bit of options. Now, Austin Eckler doesn't look like he's going back to the Chargers. It might be good for maybe the Giants to get him or the Eagles. And there's also potential for the Eagles. Tony Pollard's another one. If he doesn't go with the Cowboys, the Eagles. There's a lot of teams that might need a running back in this position. But other than that, I like the running backs, man. They're really talented in this thing. I think this is the best running back free agents market that we've had in a long time. Especially if you look at the top 30, you got Saquon. I mean, you got Josh Jacobs, Saquon, Derrick Henry. I mean, those three guys were three of the best running backs a couple years back, and they still are. If you don't take out Christian McCaffrey, they're still the top running backs if they stay healthy. Now, if you look at Austin Eckler, he gets injured a lot, but a dual threat at his age still can get the job done. Tony Pollard's only 26 years old. He still can get the job done. So you never know. It really just depends on who you want and who you're thinking is going to succeed with your team. I know the Cowboys are definitely going to try to pick up one of these guys. I hope, unless they're going to re-sign Tony Pollard. But then Tony Pollard needs some help. He really does need some help if we're going to do that. I would expect us to definitely get on top of that. I definitely would think we might take a running back in the third round. That I think it's Hankins. I'm gonna actually double check on that and let you guys know exactly who I'm talking about. Texas running back, third round to Dallas. I think I know who. I have a feeling it's Hankins, but I might be totally wrong about that. But at the same time, excuse me, I'm trying to find. Oh, my bad. Sports Illustrated latest mock draft. The Cowboys are slated to select Texas running back Jonathan Brooks. I was totally off. I said Hankins, man. What the hell? I was totally off. But man, he's pretty good. Came off an injury, but man, he's looking pretty good. So it looks like maybe Dallas would take him in the third. You got Dowell, you got Vaughn, and you bring in Brooks, and then you also have, if we do pick up a running back, but if we do get him, I do think we're going to go with if we do get him, I think we're going to go with Tony Pollard. Or we're going to go with the veteran and take the rookie and then say goodbye to Tony Pollard. Either one works for me. But that's pretty much the running back spot right there. Now we're going to move to the wide receiver, and that'll be the last segment here on the Fire Sports Pod. So let's get right to it, guys. So here we go. First up, in the wide receivers, I mean, it's not that good. I mean, they're okay. There's a bunch. There's about 20. So we ain't going to read them all, but we're going to let you know. Jacoby Myers, he's okay. Juju Smith-Schuster, Odell Beckham, Michael Thomas, DJ Clark Jr., Adam Thielen, Alan Lazard, Paris Campbell, Mikael Hardman, who caught the winning touchdown pass to beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl for the Chiefs. Darius Slayton. Jarvis Landry is still there. What the hell? Julio Jones. Ahmad Zacharias. Sterling Shepard, Robert Woods, Marvin Jones Jr., Mac Hollins, Randall Cobb, Trent Sherfield, and Nelson Aguilar. You got 20 guys right here. Now, I mean, if we're going to go and letting us know what's happening. Now, Jacoby Myers, he'll be a good fit maybe for like a Raiders team as a slot receiver. Juju, I think he would be great and keep in New England if they go get somebody, but I think his time in New England is over. So I'm going to take Jacoby Myers going to the Raider. I don't know, but are they going to re-sign him? That's an if. No, I'm going to switch it. I don't know. I like Juju Smith-Schuster, but I don't know where he could go. Let's check this. I'm just gonna go NFL teams. So let's just go here. So if you look at this, you got the Cowboys. Nah, we don't need that. Cardinals. I'll go Juju Smith-Schuster maybe to the Cardinals. I'll go Jacoby Myers, maybe to Washington. That might be a good slot receiver. Juju to Washington, Jacoby to the Cardinals. Odell Beckham. Dude, I think his time is over. I think he's got a couple more years left, but it would be nice to see him maybe with the Browns beside Amari Cooper. That might be something. Michael Thomas, I would like to see him on maybe on an older team, maybe to help out if he stays healthy. Justin Fields or Jared Goff there. DJ Chark Jr., I think he might be good with the Jets or the Giants or even the Patriots. Might be the Patriots. Adam Thielen, I think he's got to stay. I think they got to stay. Try to keep him in Carolina. Alan Lazard, I think he stays with the Jets. Paris Campbell, I'm going to say him go to the Vikings. Mikael Hardman, I think he's going to – I would like to see him stay with the Chiefs. But if he does go anywhere, I would say maybe the Chargers. Darius Slayton, I'd probably go to maybe the Bears or the Titans. I actually go Titans. Darius Slayton and Jarvis Landry maybe to the Titans. Maybe both of them. Julio Jones, I would like to see him. Imagine if he was in his prime going to Dallas with CeeDee Lamb. Whew, that would be something. But I like to maybe he'll go to the Seahawks with DK. I'll be something. Sterling Shepard. I got him maybe going to the Colts. Robert Woods, I think he's going to go maybe to the Giants. Marvin Jones Jr., I'm going to go Tampa. Mac Hollins, I'm going to go maybe Carolina. I'm going to go Raiders. Randall Cobb, I think Randall Cobb stays just with the Aaron Rodgers connection. I think they're going to try to keep him and Alan Lazard. Trent Sherfield, I think he goes to the Texans maybe. Or no, Nelson Aguilar, I got him going to the Texans. I got Trent Sherfield maybe going to the Bills or the Ravens. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not that big names. I mean, the only big names I would say maybe Juju, Odell, Michael Thomas, Adam Thielen, Mikael Hardman, Darius Slayton, Julio Jones, Sterling Shepard, and I'll probably go with Nelson Aguilar. That's pretty much it. I basically named 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of the 20, so a little bit over half. They're okay. I mean, if you actually want to go great, there's only a couple of them that are still okay enough to be great. at the position if they have enough around them. But man, I don't know. The wide receivers are a little bit iffy. But most of them can make big impacts. Julio Jones, I think he's on his way out. Odell as well, but I think Odell's a little bit better than Julio at this point in their careers. Michael Thomas, he's got a lot left in the tank, man. He's just got to stay fucking healthy. If he stays healthy, he'd be fantastic for a team, maybe like the Titans with Will Levis at the young age quarterback level. I think that would be great to pick him up. Or Juju, maybe a Nelson Aguilar. He's proven. I mean, you got a couple guys here. Jarvis Landry's still out there, and he's getting old. I haven't seen him in a while, so I really want to pick him. Jacoby Myers is not bad either. He's built some things last year with the Raiders. I don't think he's that bad either. I think you got some young core guys, and you got some older guys that are out there, but all of them could really make an impact if you put them in the right situation with the right team and the right concept and the right quarterback behind them. I think they could do really well. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, here on the Fire Sports Pod on our YouTube show. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I will catch you guys on Friday as we go over the show. I'm hoping to have a special guest on. We'll be contacting you with that, with my TikToks on the Fire Sports Pod. Don't forget to check out my stream on Twitch. We're going to be streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok once I get the following up. But it's the Fire Gaming Slayer, so go check that out on Twitch right now. Other than that, guys, have a great rest of your day, or I should say night, Wednesday night, and I'll catch you guys on Friday, hopefully to have a special guest on my show on the Fire Sports Pod. Don't forget to check out the audio show on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That posted about an hour or so ago, so definitely check that out. And then that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday night, and I will catch you guys on Friday. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night and have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys on Friday. Peace out. Here on the Fire Sports Pod, I'm your host, Zach Jackson. We out.